what we know about alpha-gal is that the higher the fat content of the food, the more likely you are to have a reaction with it. And there are certain factors that make allergic reactions more likely to occur in general, which destabilize that mast cell membrane, which holds histamine, which does all the bad things. Being stressed, doing exercise, hard, heavy, strenuous exercise, drinking alcohol, and taking NSAIDs, the nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen, Motrin. For instance, one of my most memorable alpha-gal patients could eat steak and pork all he wanted, no problem, but he was a climber. So on days when he would go climbing, especially if he had a cold, that evening he would take some Advil. It had been a good climbing day, and would have a beer and eat a hot dog. He would have anaphylaxis. And so we have these unique scenarios where you have different, I like to think of it as different levels of penetrance, which we talk about more in genetics and disease states. But some people are so sensitive, they can't even tolerate byproducts from mammals like gelatin from hooves or dairy from cows. But some people only react in these specific scenarios.
I think the thing I worry about and I'm thinking back to a particularly strongly affected patient, was very sensitive to gelatin and carrageenan and dairy products. And this was someone who was going to have a really impossible time, I would say, at avoiding ongoing tick bites. Just someone who was very outdoors all the time, lives in an area where there are lots of ticks, and really we were trying to come up with a game plan that, one, helped try to keep him as healthy as possible, but also try not to have his world close in around him. I think the more allergies, the more things we add that are added to the list, this tendency is for our world to become smaller. The food we eat, how much we're going out and interacting with other humans and social situations. And we know isolation is not good for our health.
I just wanted to add, we've talked about how alpha-gal is a newer type of food allergy, and it's getting to be common in some areas. So some places people know a lot about it. Some places it's still not that common. People don't know. So one of the sayings we have in medicine is you don't have to know everything, but you should know where you can find trustworthy information. And there is a website called alphagalinformation.org that has a lot of appears to be really good information with links to scientific articles to support some of the information about alpha-gal. So that might be a place to learn more. And it does say that alpha-gal is in all mammals except old world monkeys, apes, and humans.